Hello, everybody. Kelly Kleiman here with the Market Motivators Quickcast. And today on Market Motivators, I have the honor to chat with the owner of St. Louis's most iconic Irish pub, sports bar, restaurant, all rolled into one. If you haven't been there and you live in St. Louis, I suggest you jump into your ride and you hit the road because there's only one place to go. Eddie McVey, owner and operator of Maggie O'Brien's. Welcome.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for that great introduction.
Oh, yeah. It took me about 15 minutes to write it out, and I quoted Tower of Power, which I'll play on the way out of this interview. But Maggie's is St. Louis's oldest authentic Irish pub. True or false?
And that's true. It's the oldest one in downtown St. Louis. There are other locations, the Dogtown, which is a big Irish neighborhood. And then there's also like the Soulard area, just different areas of the St. Louis metropolitan area. There's some bars that are about as old as mine or maybe a little bit older. But we've been downtown as an Irish bar downtown since 1979. So we definitely are the oldest Irish bar in the downtown St. Louis area for sure.
Now, I know there's a backstory and the frequently told story. So how did Maggie's really get its name?
So Maggie's got its name from the original owner is Harry Belli, and he's a good friend of our family's. And he started Maggie's back in 1979. They were only open during the day while business people were down there. That's how it all started. He closed at like 6 p.m. just during the week. And he named the place after his great-grandmother and his grandmother. So it's his grandmother's last name, O'Brien, and it's his great-grandmother's first name, Maggie. So when we bought it, we being my brother Pat and I, and my Pat is no longer with us, but when we bought it back in, I guess it would have been March of 2007, from Harry, we didn't switch the name. Everybody thought we could, there's a lot of the McVeys here in St. Louis, so everybody thought we'd change it to McVeys and everybody would know it, but there was no reason to, because by that time, Maggie's had already been established for so long, everybody knew Maggie O'Brien, so, why reinvent the wheel? So we kept the name because we were always thought it was a great name. We were proud of it. I bust tables there and park cars there all the way through high school and college, and my brother Pat was a manager and a bartender there for almost 25 years, so it was just a natural fit for us, and that's kind of where the name came from and how we kind of rolled into it as Harry was ready to retire. He wanted it to be another St. Louis family that had it, and Pat and I were ready to go, so that's how it all happened.
That's a classic story. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing that with us. But the point is, you bought it in 2007, so you weren't always in the restaurant/bar business. How did you wake up one day and find yourself ensconced in one of the most competitive business segments in the world? What do you owe your success to? Location, menu, theme, all the above?
I guess you could say all the above. I'd say for sure the success is, without a doubt, was my brother Pat and the hard work, especially those first 4 years, and then all the people we've had work for us over time. That's been the recipe of the whole thing. It's good people, and people that, not only myself and my brother, but people that worked there that actually cared about Maggie's, and that the fact they worked there, they were proud of it, and it showed. And it slowly but surely just kept growing. And as far as how it all started, really, how did I find myself in it? I always knew, Kelly, I wanted to own a restaurant bar. I really did. I was one of those people, and I never was married, had no children, and I was working in a car business. That's how I knew Sean. And I was saving my money as a finance manager, and I knew when I got enough, I was going to go do something. Well, the money I saved, I thought I'd go open a shotgun tavern and maybe live above it. And, as a 30-year-old, you think that's a good idea. Yeah. And the money I had saved became the down payment for the bar. Harry approached my brother, and I said, listen, I'm ready to get out of this. And I know Eddie's looking for a place. Why don't you guys partner up and do this? So him and I talked, and the money I had saved to think I was going to own something became the money for a down payment to own something. And I'll never forget pulling away from there with my brother Pat. I was white knuckling, thinking, "What did we just do?" I couldn't believe it. I just wrote that big of a check for me at that time, and that was our down payment. And then we just moved on from there, and slowly but surely it came together. I don't know how to say it any better than that.
Great story. So what